Raven is at work and or busy being a father. Gar decided to go on yet another spiritual journey to Dunville. And Lane is just sick. So, I guess it's just me today. Boy, this is going to be an exciting episode.
Surprise!
Ah!
Oh, hi, Chris.
Oh, no!
Hey, I'm back again, bitches. I brought this fucking guy. I just ran into him on the street.
Yeah, I decided to eavesdrop on whatever it is. What are we doing?
We're doing a podcast.
I've just been here the whole time. You didn't notice.
It's a lie. We deceived you. They totally were here during extra. The bid is ruined. Cue the roll call.
It was ruined before it was written. Let's just go. Let's move on. By the way, I was sitting here the whole time in case anyone was too dense to figure that out.
All right, Kellum.
What? Now cue the roll call.
We're live!
Zenkaigan! Connect. Loading. Broadcast.
Equipment wielder. Bluecaster. Cheetah Zazil.
One little spark of courage. Dreamcaster. Global Stop Perka.
Are you ready?
Either I'm here or I'm not. Quantum Caster.
Completely derailing the topic. Savage Caster.
Broadcasting loud and opinionated perspectives across the internet.
Radio Sentai Castranger.
On air! Welcome one and all to episode 168 of Radio Sentai Castranger. Next week is the big one.
Wait, you had me on for the one before the big one?
You can be on next week if you want.
Oh, okay.
I just thought we'd have you on this week because this week our feature topic is C-Shit, aka Cho Superhero Taisen. If you abbreviate it, it spells C-S-H-T, so it's C-Shit.
You're reaching.
No, I'm sure I'm not the only one to make that joke.
Okay.
Because the Taisen movies have been called shit, because S-H-T, shit, and then Super Taisen Z was shits, and then the GP one was shit gip.
Then what do we call the Ghost Leonardo da Vinci movie?
Straight shit.
Okay.
Get on with it.
Alright, so this week, in addition to our feature topic of C-Shit, we are talking about Build Episode 4 and Kyuranger Episode 31. And yes, it's episode Ariados, because that meme will never die. I'll see you guys at episode Marshadow. 802. Marshadow is out next month, finally. I'll be able to have all Pokemon until they release the new Ultra Beasts.
Yep.
Cool.
Alright, so.
Which one are we talking about first?
We're talking about Build.
Oh yeah, building a mystery.
So, before we talk about the episode proper, if you allow me to hog the spotlight for a little bit, I went back yesterday and rewatched episodes 1 to 4 of Build, because one of our commenters noticed, well, this is what set me off to do so, but Dan Camp on our Facebook page told me that apparently the subs, TV Nihon subs for episode 3 mistranslated the line where Sento says, what he actually says is that he originally built the Build driver to be Build, and then added the functionality of detecting best matches later. Apparently TV Nihon flipped that around, and they said that
it made it really illogical.
he had originally built the driver just to detect best matches and added the Build transformation function later, which I commented was kind of insulting for a rider origin, which turned out to be not the case. So I decided to go back and rewatch episodes 1 to 4, and I've built up a list of mysteries, plot holes, inconsistencies, and just what the fuck moments that I wanted to go over real quick. So anyone who is watching Build, which I guess would be everyone listening, can take note of all these and rewatch them yourself if you want, and join me in my rage and confusion.
You building up a list?
Yep, that you are not the first person to make that joke this week.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so there was commentary, especially this week, on how the Pandora box had like the green panels that shot off. But if you look at it before and after, it looks like it's the same size. It doesn't look any wider or less wide. So I think those panels are like respawning or like regenerative.
Like it's shedding its skin?
Kind of, but then it's the same. It like
It's a
respawns them. If Sento dropped the matchbook during his first battle in range for Sawa to see it, which would mean he unhenshined basically in front of her. Now, I'm willing to put it that he did it because he assumed she was unconscious, because we see a shot where she, like, seems to pass out, but then she gets back up. But the problem there is Sento is such a fuckwit that he decided to not turn his fucking head slightly over to check if she was still unconscious before unhenshining and dropping the matchbook like a fucking idiot.
But, like, are you secretly conscious? You have to tell me if you are.
It's entrapment.
Yep. You cap!
Sento got jigglypuffed in the first episode. How and by who? Because technically the sequence of events that would have had to have happened was Sento puts Misora in the machine. Misora is locked in the machine. Sento goes to sleep. Sento wakes up jigglypuffed before Misora comes out of the machine. Who jigglypuffed Sento?
Was it the owner?
Was it? I don't
It might have
know.
been. Maybe he was trying to start something.
I hope you don't discover my secret history. Misora makes a comment on her way out about wanting to get paid. I don't think she actually gets paid because Sento can't pay her, especially since he can't pay his own rent. There is only one bed in this place. I hope one of them sleeps elsewhere.
I think the boss
Or maybe
sleeps-
I hope they share a bed.
I think the boss sleeps elsewhere.
No, I mean, like, there's Sento, Misora, and Soichi. So, we've seen Sento in that bed, and we've seen Misora in that bed. So, whose bed is it actually?
Whose bed is it anyway?
Could be both.
Tabashima?
When the Skywall disaster happens, all three of the eventual leaders of each area are on that one side, which means that at some point, the two of the three leaders decided, you know what, I'm gonna rule that one, and then just boated their way around.
Well, that one's easy. They all just dibs.
Yeah. The International
Maybe it was
Dibs,
just a happy coincidence.
The
That's how the country got divided.
the International Dibs Protocol. They just tapped the wall and went dibs.
Yeah. Mine.
I may have asked during our discussion of episode 1 of Build why Sento went after Kazooie. That's what I call Ryuga because Banjo. I might have been questioning why he went after him, but it was because he was giving off a smash signal because he was going to be experimented on. Here's a question: where did Sento get the name Smash from? The monsters certainly don't talk. He must have got it from Isurugi and Misora, who we now know are basically ex-Faust agents. In that case, where the hell did Sawa get it from, the reporter lady? How would she know that they're called Smash?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's just what they've been calling them. Maybe it leaked out somewhere.
It's usually in the media that names shit like that.
It's never explicitly stated, but I think the reason the government is after Build is because he helped Kazooie escape.
The DS.
At least the publicly known reason that the government is treating Build as a criminal is because he helped Ryuga escape. Because other than that, like, he is fighting monsters, so...
They could say he's an undocumented immigrant on their side of the wall.
Maybe.
Topical there.
Yeah.
Not like they couldn't blend in either way. But
Near the end of episode 1, Gentoku makes a comment that he doesn't need toys that break this easily. Not only does this indicate that he has some shit going on, but if Nariaki isn't Bloodstark like we thought he was, because hearing Bloodstark's voice, that's probably not Nariaki. At least from this comment, we can confirm that Nariaki is in on the whole Faust deal. Here's a question. Why the fuck does the Skywall have ramps?
That's good.
The one that Bill drove up at the end of episode 1?
For 6 stunts, that's why.
The Deus Ex Machina Expressway.
When Bill goes down the wall, you see him like jam the crusher into it, and you see him like actually start to make a carving into the wall. If Bill can break through the Skywall, why doesn't he just completely do that? Like, break all the way through the wall!
Well, he would have to get permission from Ronald Reagan for that.
maybe he has to be in the right mood. I don't know.
Bring that
Maybe it's
wall
an emotional
down.
state thing.
Here is a good question. Why was Kazooie's fly actually down? Like,
He was peeing at some point, right?
while he was in the tank? Maybe that was, like,
Let's just say Japanese tanks don't
Here's
have
the-
bathrooms.
the thing is, okay, it's safe to say he didn't unzip himself
Hey,
willingly.
just how his pants are.
Faust put those clothes on him because those obviously aren't his clothes, which means some asshole at Faust decided to play a prank on him and put pants on him and leave them unzipped.
Have you ever wore pants? Sometimes the zipper goes down.
Maybe it's a defect. It's an optical illusion. You know, he's gonna return them to the pants store.
That would be a villainous prank.
I've seen some people on Facebook think that Gentoku isn't Night Rogue because you see him in a civilian form at the car and then standing as Night Rogue on the top of the wall at the end of the first episode.
Yes, because they can't change really quick or jump.
Also, we've seen in other episodes that Night Rogue can use steam to teleport. So, fuck those people.
Yeah. There's a picture of his fucking fly on that.
Yeah, and it's a dimension gate to Helheim.
God fucking damn it.
That's been a whole meme the whole first week of the show.
You know what I don't miss from Gaim? That fucking zipper sound.
I was okay with it.
It was cool. I'm sorry.
It's also, you know what I don't miss from X8? The fucking weird chee sound from everything.
Yeah. So now that we know that Isurugi Soichi is a former Faust agent, it's really odd that he was so quick to suggest that Kazui might know where Faust is based. Like, if Sento discovers Faust's base, it's safe to say he's going to find out about him, but he doesn't seem that interested in covering it up. We have seen no proof in 4 episodes that Sawa is actually writing her article about Build. Kazui, in one of the episodes, said that he wouldn't attack Misora because she's just a child, and then he chained her to her fucking wall in episode 3.
Well, that's not attacking.
Could be with something he's
That's
into.
kidnapping. See, that's
I don't know.
Maybe they're both having a bondage fetish thing. You know, they're just sharing. You know, like, hey, I did you, you do me
You
now.
didn't hurt her. That's the point.
There's
Yeah,
been
it's tied up like old school, old timey villain style around the shoulders.
There's been some evidence that the Guardian robots do not actually have cameras or transmit their visual data to the government because there's a lot, like, why hasn't Sento been found out? Except in episode 3, or no, it is episode 2, I think, we see an actual news report from the perspective of a Guardian robot. So we know for a fact that Guardians are keeping surveillance footage through their faces and transmitting them to the government, which means because of the multiple instances where Build and Sento have been together, like in episode 2, Build goes behind those rocks or whatever, and then when the robots come around the corner, it's just Sento, and then the robots are too stupid to piece together that it's him, but now that we know that they actually do transmit their data to Faust, this is the first in a series of evidence. My theory is that Gentoku actually knows that Sento is Build, and he's just fucking with him.
Ultimately, there's another side of the coin. First of all, I don't think if it's not necessarily mean that they transmit it, mean that maybe they download it, so in which case if they get destroyed, they might lose some of the data. B, it's also the fact that how many of these things are out at a time. Maybe that the fact that it's just some random dude on the docks, it just got archived. It didn't go straight to somebody who's just checking them will download and goes, oh, there's some guy there.
Well, yeah, but
the right person who would recognize him didn't happen to see it.
With all those robots that were chasing him, you'd think that they'd go through find the footage in one of them.
Well, you're telling me that he's checking them, every one of them, for every person they look at?
This is the government. They could have staff to do that.
The government actually found someone they're looking for.
Hurrah!
Sento's not exactly on the the watch list. So.
No, but Build is, and that's why.
Yeah.
In episode 2, Ryuga goads Misora into making a bottle so he can escape, but the problem is she puts in a blank bottle that doesn't have a smash element in it because it doesn't have the web on it. So what the fuck was she actually doing?
That's a good question.
I think she was halfway through and she was like, hey, wait a minute.
That's also when we talked about that episode, we also talked about the fact that whatever bottle that turned out to be never happened because later they go back and make the dragon bottle using the element from the burn smash. And yeah, apparently that was the burn smash, not the dragon smash or the fire smash. The smash have names different from their bottle versions.
I want there to be a version from X8 where it's the brothers, so it'd be Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Next. Nobody... Like, I get it was a government cover-up, but apparently no one involved with the murder of Katsuragi checked the DNA on that knife that stabbed him. If Ryuga still has that bike that he stole, sorry, Kazui, if Sento could track that bike like he did in episode 1, why can't the government?
That's a good question too.
About Hazard, which they mentioned during the Burn Smash. Based on what I'm reading, it's not really clear if Hazard is a special gas that was added to Kasumi, or if Hazard is just referring to the gas that they use in the production of all Smash, and Kasumi in particular was just a weak human to begin with. When Build switched to Sojiki to vacuum up the fire, for some reason he switches to Rabbit, even though he switches to Gorillamon seconds later. There was no reason to switch to Rabbit. How did Sento know that the whole Gorillamon diamond purifying trick would work on Kasumi? Did this happen to someone else? It could have, because he's got lots of bottles, so he's done this before.
I'm wondering how many answers are in the comment section right now. I'm just sorry.
Uh,
The internet.
One thing that's still unexplained that probably will be is how Soichi transmuted that fucking tablet into a crowbar. And
Yeah, that will probably be answered, right?
I have some guesses on that, which I'll get into. When Mitan does her fucking idol shtick, like, there's a shot where she, like, leans off camera and, like, pours an eye drop into her eye to make it look like she's crying. Except if you look real close at that shot, she misses her eye completely.
She's bad at WarioWare.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was stupid.
That one was...
Not really a plot hole, but I thought it was worth mentioning that Kazooie is a gigantic dickbag to think that searching for Nabashima is more important than actually saving people. Like, I get Faust fucked up your life, but goddamn, we can do this whenever. It's not like you're being hunted, even though you fucking well should be. There's formulas in every episode name, except episode 3 was just episode N equals 3, you lazy assholes. Mr. Bat-Dad decides that the fugitive Kamen Rider, whose only crime was helping another fugitive escape, is apparently a bigger concern than the Smash.
He also is a dude in a superhero suit that apparently can kill people with math. I don't know about you, but that seems like something you might want to get.
He hasn't killed anyone with the math yet.
Well, he's killed Smashes.
Well, yeah, but those are monsters.
Yeah, what's to stop that from using that on children, or going to your house, or the White House?
Great. It's fucking Civil War all over again. But my point is, because the Smash are not a concern to Mr. Bat-Dad, I'm pretty sure he's in on Faust.
Now I can't see him as anything other than that dude who puts on the Batman mask and talks to his kids.
The Bat-Dad!
Could somebody in the comments pull up a picture of Bat-Dad just for my own amusement?
The Hawk Smash is apparently the Flying Smash, based on TV Asahi's website, for noting. Has that fight where Sawa, like, chimes off his catchphrases and annoys him, I'm not sure how she knows that, because I don't think he said those around her. But whatever. Wrong Bat-Dad.
No, that's the right one.
Oh, I thought you meant the one from South Park.
No, that's Bat-Dad.
Okay. So... there you go. There's the right one.
Yeah, no,
The Bat-Dad. Okay.
I meant the Vine guy.
The wall panel that turned out to be part of the Pandora box, I'm pretty sure... I think I called that in an earlier episode of Castranger. So that panel has slots for 5 best matches, but we know that there are more. So now I'm wondering, does each panel require a certain set of best matches, which at this point I will refer to as the plot matches. I have more evidence to this because when he put Rabbit in the wall, it lit up, and then he put Tank in, and that lit up as a best match. But when he put Hawk Gatling, another best match, in, it didn't light up on the wall. So Hawk Gatling might not be a plot match, at least not for this panel. But we know there's a second panel that Night Rogue has, which means maybe it's a plot match for that panel. So yeah, the fact that best match detection was a thing added to the driver as an afterthought means that apparently when he first built it, they just used the bottles and it didn't identify best matches, which means it had to be Soichi who told him that best matches were even a thing, unless he just discovered that certain bottles work together through repeated use, which I could see happening because he has enough bottles that he's done this a few times. The other question is, if the panel on the wall can identify best matches, what is the point of making the driver do it? Is it just for the flair?
I don't.
doing it in the field.
Yeah, if he finds them, he can just put them right in.
But how is he gonna? Why would he have them? He can't, because he has to go back to the build pit to purify them. So there's no point where he's gonna have a bottle before bringing it to the lab where the wall is.
That's true.
Like, is it because the panel only identifies the plot matches, whereas the belt can identify all best matches? That's the only thing I can think of. The other question, which we've been on and off about all fucking show, is, you know how you can tell what is a best match? You look at the fucking label on the lid of the bottle! No one is doing it! Sento says he uses quantum physics to guess at best matches, but when he finished purifying Taka, he just puts Taka and Sochiki into the panel on a whim. Which actually I think is a good guess, because like Taka for the ability to fly, and Sochiki because vacuuming. Flying and sucking. They're both sort of air themed, so I can see how those would be a best match. If you look closely at the bottles he has on the table, we can see that he also has the light bottle, which matches up with Octopus, which he does not have yet. When Misora...
This whole document just things about Build.
Not all. When Misora wakes up in episode 3 after telling them not to wake up, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cut you," but I don't think she actually did anything because there's no sign of that.
Okay, when you say you're gonna cut somebody, it doesn't mean that you're actually gonna cut them.
Hey, basically what I'm building to is I'm pretty sure Soichi and Misora are Martians, so I wouldn't put it past them. Sento starts asking Gentoku about Nabeshima, which by their relationship he would have no knowledge of Nabeshima's existence aside from the involvement with Build, which is more evidence why I think Gentoku knows that Sento is Build and is fucking with him, because he did not react to Sento suddenly mentioning Nabeshima, someone he was definitely in contact with. Since Night Rogue was with Nabeshima during the call, they definitely purposely fed the info to Misora, which means Gentoku is in fact watching the Mitan idol show. Remember how I said Misora might be the rabbit smash because of all the rabbit imagery? I have something else that might point to that. Her idol name is Mitan, which Mi, if it's referring to herself, and if she's the rabbit smash, then Mi is to rabbit, whereas Tan is to tank.
Oh.
Mitan, rabbit tank.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, I'm going all numerologist for this. If Kazooie broke the chains that he was tied up with, how the fuck did he tie Misora up with them? Misora is kind of a bitch, because she tells Sento that Kazooie went after Nabeshima's family, but she didn't specify that it was to protect them, which means Sento thinks that Kazooie went to threaten them and use them as leverage against Nabeshima. So Misora is kind of a side-playing bitch. Like, we see Ryuga wearing, like, normal clothes, but if he's a fugitive, how did he get those clothes? Why isn't his place being watched? Sento shoots the Hawk Gatlinger at a bunch of robots unhenshined, so there is no fucking way that the Guardians didn't transmit that to Gentoku. More evidence that Gentoku knows that Sento's Build. When they say that Kazooie is a threat to other passengers on the boat, I was like, what other passengers? But I guess it's the rest of their family. The fact that the mom can remember that they're her family is proof that Smash memory loss is inconsistent in length, because Nabeshima forgets his whole family, whereas this woman remembers her family. So now we're questioning what determines the length of how much memory is lost. My guess is it's tied to how long they are a Smash for. This woman was probably not a monster for long. Which means that Sento, having 21 years of memories gone, means he was probably a Smash for a long time. Can someone fucking tell me why security around the only way past the skywall, the hole where the boat went through, is so fucking lax that a smuggler boat can get through it?
I do not know.
So, as we can see from that shot, the height of the skywall is directly tied to the ground level, which means that they are actually just sitting on top of the ground. So what the heck is the status of the underground? If the skywall is only ground level up, why don't they just go underground and detonate the walls from underneath and get rid of them? And if Sento shooting the Gatalinger in front of all the robots wasn't enough proof, he actually henshins in front of them. I'd call Sento a fucking moron if it wasn't already far, far too late for that. Excuse me for a moment.
What Chris doesn't know is that I replaced all of his Diet Pepsi with Brio.
Ah! Pickles! The Ninja Smash is actually the Mirage Smash. I checked that. I'm sad that Hawk Gatling's debut didn't zoom into the belt like the other two ones.
It did have zooming into the bullets to show they were actually tiny hawks, though.
Yeah.
I'm still not over that.
If Sento created the equipment, I'd like to know where the voice came from. I tried to count the full bullet sequence. I'm not super confident that actually was 100 bullets.
Chris, do you
I
think
can
that
count it
maybe
again.
sometimes you're just looking things a little too close?
Yes. I'm almost done for episodes 1 to 3.
Oh, we're only at 1 to 3. We still have 4 to do.
Yep. How does Gentoku have the rocket bottle if Sento and Misora make them? Since Soichi is former Faust, it's safe to assume that he and Misora made bottles while they were with Faust, which means that they have their own version of the machine that Sento invented. Bloodstark also knows that Sento is Build, which we can see from episode 3. Yeah, that's my spiel. Sorry for the...
It's okay.
So we're not even to the point where we're talking about the episode. This is just Chris's gripes.
Yes! I'm sorry that took so long, but I had to get all that out.
There's a lot of preamble, man.
I love Kamen Rider, and this show is trying to be super dramatic and plot-filled, so it's got some shit to answer for. Okay, now episode 4. The recap starts with... I love that Kazui's like, you shouldn't be talking if you're poisoned. Shut up and pass out.
No, you can talk while you're in horrific pain. Those aren't mutually exclusive.
Soichi apparently found Sento in the field, which I guess he can track him, that makes sense, and dragged him back to his bed. Something funny I noticed is that the maps of Japan have been updated for the 3 regions that they're now divided into. I guess at some point in the last 10 years, the cartographers gave up hope that the wall was ever going to come down.
So is it going to be like a Korea thing where it's East Japan, West Japan, North Japan?
No, they have names. It's Hokuto, Seito, and Toto.
And they
You
also
know-
have...
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
It might be, the fact that, yes, we probably could think of ways to break the wall. But, man, we all have our own kind of monopolies going on here.
And they have their own currencies
The
on each
Koreans
side.
are going to break the
apparently.
wall. The Koreans are going to pay for breaking the wall. Keep going.
Do you have a list like this for the new episode of Kyuranger?
Not that obsessive. It's basically just a list of what happens.
You did say it wasn't obsessive.
I love Mitan whining about... Oh god, I'm just calling her Mitan casually now. I am so sorry.
Sounds like Mitten.
Misora. I love how she gets all whiny about having to do Mitan again. Please, please don't make this an every episode thing. It's totally gonna be, but I don't want it to be.
What would be in every episode then?
Doing Mitan to gather info.
Oh.
They probably will, but I don't want it.
There.
She's, I don't know,
There.
I think she's okay. Like, she's not too annoying.
God damn it.
Just, even unwilling, they just pull up that curtain on her and she just, flips to an alternate persona, like a fucking light switch. For some reason, they're still showing the Hari Nezumi tank, like the hedgehog tank in the opening, instead of Hawk Gatling. I don't know why.
I miss Kiriko, just FYI.
We all do.
Can somebody in the chat group find me a sexy picture of Kiriko from Drive?
You just love abusing our fans.
I'm not abusing them, I'm involving them.
Sure. So Nabeshima gets made into a Smash a second time. Previously he was the Mirage Smash, and now he is the Square Smash, which eventually will get made into the comic bottle. So now we know for sure that the form that they take as a Smash is not tied to their DNA, which means either Faust chooses what material to give them, which means where does that come from, or perhaps do they just inject hazard gas into them and the element is generated randomly? We don't know that yet. We do, however, confirm that one of Night Rogue's objectives is to create the ultimate life form, the ultimate Smash.
Like Mewtwo?
Yes. My theory is they're trying to create the ultimate Smash in order to smash the skywall.
By the way, Castranger fans are like the best fans. Like, seriously. I haven't seen those two. Like, damn.
That belongs in the not safe for Sentai chat.
I don't even.
We have a separate chat just for those images.
I instantly forgive them.
You can join our Discord and read all those.
What's the? Okay, am I old because I don't know what Discord is?
It's like Skype but better.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if Faust is trying to create the ultimate smash to smash the skywall, this begs the question of what the fuck they need Sento around for. Like, all they're doing is sending monsters for him to kill, for him to collect bottles. Whereas they could be making bottles Actually, maybe they're doing it because Soichi defected. If they don't have Soichi and Misora to make bottles themselves, then they'll send monsters out for Build to create bottles with.
And then try to steal the bottles back?
Maybe.
The inevitable double cross.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think Pandora's Box is a game. The two panels that split off are the player pieces.
It's like Jumanji?
Yes. I think the goal of this game is to assemble 5 best matches. The plot matches, as I've called them in my little rant up to now.
Duke's X match in it.
So maybe if someone assembles all of the best matches, the wall will go down. And it's a game.
Interesting concept.
You know why else I think it's a game? Because Blood Stark says that he's the game master.
Oh, that would explain why
He's
he
the
said
newest
that, yeah.
Dan Kuroto.
He is Dan, reborn unto us.
Dan Stark.
Yeah. We see Sento has a tablet. Is that the one that Soichi alchemied, or did he turn it back, or does Sento just have his own? They're in the room with the Pandora box, and like when Sento's showing them the footage that he has, instead of us going somewhere private to talk about it, everyone who's currently guarding the Pandora's box, fuck off. Man, all that security. I wonder how Faust snuck in.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we need you to not do your job because we can't go talk in a different room.
But less than 5 minutes after Gentoku dismisses all the security around Pandora's box, Sento questions how Faust, quote-unquote, snuck past their security to steal the other Pandora's box panel. Wow, Sento, for being a genius physicist, you are a stupid fuck! So meanwhile, Sawa and Kazui meet Nabushima's family, his wife who doesn't have a name, and his daughter Haruka, whose only trait is that she does cat's cradle.
She also has a silver spoon.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Hangs out with the man in the moon.
They try to wheel them out in the box, which is hilarious by itself, but then the Faust version...
I like it works for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's like, we got
like,
this,
not
we got
long
this.
enough.
Robots!
It's like, that's not gonna work, and it doesn't. How's that Brio treating you, Chris?
It's actually Diet Pepsi.
No. I didn't get to that one.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, like, Ryuga is also stupid, because he gets attacked by Faust versions of the Guardians, and not once does he think that maybe if Faust has the Guardian robots on their side as well, maybe they're connected to the government. A couple weeks ago, we talked about how funny it would be if the Guardians just got dunked in the water, and then we get this week the one with the timer and the bomb.
The very generous timer.
Yeah, a minute is a lot of time for a bomb that they could easily just jump out of the van for. And then they pull the most amazing, sick, mad van jump off the pier and onto the boat. And the funniest thing about that is, one of the people doing this stunt is a small child who, before now, the most exciting thing in their life was fucking Cat's Cradle.
Yeah, and she was just like, yeah!
And now she's very excited to do death-defying extreme stunts.
Also, they did a 2-story drop onto an iron deck. Those are fucking superheroes.
Goodbye, their bones.
Yeah.
Why did I say it like that? That's
R.I.P.
bad
bones.
grammar. Goodbye, their bones.
I love FaceCore is trying to explain why Faust has the robots. The robots could be at the dollar store. Yes, I'd like about 100 robots, sir.
Yeah, I want some robots, but I don't want to pay that much.
Da, da, da,
You know, like
da.
them cheap robots, like
Bob's Discount Robots and car insurance.
Interesting fact, Soichi is afraid of bidets. that
You
was
ever
worth...
used a bidet, Chris?
No.
I don't think you'd like it.
I know what it is, but...
Like, it's
I was
It's,
gonna explain
I
what
mean,
it
like,
was.
in concept, it sounds like a good idea. Like, a toilet that washes your ass for you.
yeah, but I mean...
What doesn't sound good about that?
Well, this is water spraying in your bum.
So, it's clean.
Some people don't like that feeling. It's
Uh,
a little tickle of the bum.
Okay, I get it now.
Those come in different sizes. They should. when you
Like
think about it.
bidets?
Yeah.
What if you go to like one that's like way too high and you end up like prolapsing?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's a lawsuit on people's hands. I guess
Yeah.
it's just.
And up their butts.
Yeah. Well,
Bidets were everywhere though, man. Like, and if you go to Asian countries, I remember Cell talking about how bidets were everywhere. Now, he liked it. I remember him saying he liked. Well, who doesn't? Like most people, we're literally like, man, you know what you know what I love about toilet paper.
you
So-
can control toilet paper?
Well, no, you ever get that like paper residue there, and you're like, oh, it's like paper mache.
Whoa!
So you just wipe it with more paper.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Put some
Anyway.
water on it.
Anyways,
This conversation really veered off. Let's
so
get
so
So I was
I-
like, wait, was Todd talking about my asshole last week on Castranger?
so Ichi was apparently the astronaut who slammed Pandora's box and caused this whole mess.
Yeah, way to go.
Oh well.
Good job, me. That's gonna be a joke the whole year. So, like, literally on episode 2, Gar was like, Soichi is my favorite character, and I'm like, I am.
And he was, oh.
I'm laughing at these pictures in the comment section.
Man, these guys are great.
Soichi doesn't want the water touching his full butthole.
Yeah.
Oh my god, his full butt.
So, one other thing I'm curious about, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but when Build does attention, you see like all the math flying around. I'd like to know what determines whether that stuff happens or not.
Also, like,
They won't
I think
tell
it's
us.
maybe if he's just thinking about math at the time.
Sure.
I also like the camera to actually show me what those equations are, so I can have something to talk about.
If you paused it and looked real close, you'd be able to see.
The angle is weird.
Hey, Bill, what are you thinking about? Things? What kind of things? Math things?
I just want one episode, which the opening supports my theory on this, where he just starts shaking the bottle, the math appears, and he just like starts psychokinetically wielding the math to just carve his enemies.
Math blade!
And if you look at the end of the opening where the math smashes the fucking skywall, that might actually happen.
That would be crazy, actually.
Because, like, every Rider show the last few years has had a scene in their opening that happens at the end of the series, so it could be that one. And I hope it is, because I want math to break the wall. It's so fucking stupid, but it's hilarious. So the Square Smash starts attacking and uses his powers of Minecraft.
Yep. And he obviously watched Kyuranger.
Yeah.
Because he builds a bunch of cube stacks, and Lane immediately went, oh. And then we see Bloodstark pull out his rifle, and the call out for the Hisatsu on it is Devil Steam. Get it? Because Faust made a deal with the devil.
I've had to spot some really bad games.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But apparently that attack grows the Square Smash to Oguma Sky Blue size, although I was kind of hoping it would go full Megazord size, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And Build's response is, oh no, a giant monster whose caliber I've never fought before. Better switch to a not best match form. He switches to Rabbit Gatling, and it's cool that he's dual wielding the Crusher and the Hawk Gatlinger, but I'm kind of sad that it didn't actually gattle rabbits like I was joking about last week.
Yeah.
Maybe it did, and we just didn't see. Who knows?
Yeah.
Which at that point I started wondering a thing. So all the full bottles are referred to by their Japanese name, and the best matches have the English name. So why the fuck isn't the rabbit bottle the Usagi bottle?
That's a good question.
But yeah,
The rabbit tank sounds
Yeah.
better than Usagi.
yeah, for the best match. But why is the bottle called the rabbit full bottle instead of the Usagi full bottle?
I don't know.
Oh, I
Maybe
don't know.
everything.
I don't know. There's too many questions. So we see Bloodstark, and he starts talking to Build, and based on his voice, I don't think it's Nariaki, because when Bloodstark was first announced, we were pretty sure that it was going to be him. You know, Gentoku's aide, the glasses guy who looks like Spectre and brain fucked.
I think it's Ichi.
So you think it's Soichi?
I think
Yeah.
it's you.
It doesn't sound like it. His voice is different. It's almost like a Japanese Bane.
Oh, wizard. I wish you were cool.
So Kazooie uses Dargon power to jam the Crusher into Square right into Square's ass.
Am I the only one that sees the banana sword whenever I see that thing?
Oh, the banana spear?
Yeah.
No, I'm absolutely right there on the same page with you. I don't like it. So he switches to Hawk Gatling, and for some reason another copy of Gatling appears in like the Ride Builder frame behind him, which is really weird because when he switched to Gorillamon after already having Gorilla in episode 3, the copy of Gorilla that appeared in front of him wasn't another copy of Gorilla, it was just like a clear, hazy nothing. So now I don't even understand how their special effects work. If Sento is just going to use full bullet every time he uses Hawk Gatlinger's finisher, why the fuck did he design it to require 10 spins?
For effect, I guess.
So Nabeshima gets defeated again and wakes up without memories of Kazooie or even his own family. So, while the theory of how much memory is lost is probably based on time as a smash, getting a second dose could probably multiply or even exponentially multiply the effect, which is a pretty good explanation for why he's lost so many memories. Proceed to have his daughter do very, very sad cat's cradle.
Oh.
I'm kind of surprised that the whole, like, yeah, you gotta remember your family, you gotta do it, that whole trope actually did not work.
Yeah, that's like Kamen Rider 101.
So Sento instead uses science to cheer up the girl.
That's his answer for everything.
Yeah. That was cute, actually. That was a
When
really
all
nice
fails,
scene.
science.
Science! So, and then Sawa says she's going to bring the family somewhere safe. Somewhere safe? In this setting? Where is safe? And if so, why do you know where that is? Miss Reporter Lady.
Probably just gonna bring her over to her house.
Wouldn't surprise me. No one will look for you there! For all we know, Night Rogue has Nabeshima permanently bugged, and he could be listening to them right now. Who knows? So we see that Night Rogue has his own panel, and Nabeshima saw the panel with bottles in it, which means maybe they have full bottles other than Rocket. And also, Night Rogue put Rocket in the wrong slot in that one shot.
Oh, Kamen Rider Heart!
Yeah, someone posted a picture of Kamen Rider Heart.
Oh man,
in the
that's
Discord.
my cover photo on Facebook right now. Not that photo of him, but love Kamen Rider Heart.
Yeah, so everything else I had to say about the episode is stuff I've gone on about. So my theory of going forward is that the Pandora's box is a game, the panels are the playing pieces, and the goal is to assemble the best matches in order to break the wall. So, does anyone else have any other theories about the show so far?
I think that's a really good one, actually.
I'm sorry I've been hogging the spotlight, but I had a lot to get out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually glad that you guys are here, because if Lane and Gar and Raven were here, they'd probably be not so receptive to my theories.
Yeah, it would be kind of an argument.
I was playing Pokemon and I was having fun with the chat.
Yeah.
That was fun. I want to give them a challenge. Do you guys want a challenge? See if you can find something for me on Google or Rider stuff. Who wants a challenge?
Noble says yes.
All right. So I want you to find me. This is ghost related. I want you to find me the girl, a picture of the girl possessed by Himiko.
Himiko.
I remember that.
Himiko, because she was like stunning with those contacts in.
5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1,
Rangers in Space.
0.
If you would like to participate in these random Discord games, make sure to tune into our Discord Friday nights when we.
Are you
actually
making a
record the
fresh
show.
meme? Like, are you making a brand new fresh meme for us?
If it takes 5 minutes, I would hope
is
so.
it based on something we've said today?
I want to see a fresh meme.
I want the fresh memes.
Wait, what?
Because if somebody can make a meme based on something stupid I said today,
It's based on Ryuki.
like if somebody can make...
Well, I mean, we're halfway there. It's based on something stupid.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, she was good.
Yeah, she was pretty cute. Even Victoria. Okay, so my girlfriend comes over as I'm watching it, and she goes, "Who's that?" And I said, "Oh, it's a girl possessed by Himiko." And she's like, and this is my girlfriend who's like, 5'1". She's like, "I'd do her." She walks. We're also like out in public.
Alright, so next week on Kamen Rider Build, we get to meet someone who apparently knows about Sento's past, which apparently involves him being in a band.
Being in a band?
And we also see the debut of Nin Nin comic form, which I am excited for.
That's gonna be cool.
Kyuranger!
Who's really
I
tired?
love Kyuranger. I only started watching it a week ago, though.
Alright.
Oh, I have a challenge for somebody to make a meme. I want somebody to make me a really lame ass, like, little photo of Poppy, and just make it look really shitty and have it be Pilly Polio.
Pilly Polio, yes!
I want like a poster or a character thing of Pilly Polio.
If anyone would like context on that, listen to this week's Extra Castranger.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, don't re-explain it. Make them go watch it.
Pilly Polio is.
Go to the link that is there going to be a link on the screen?
Probably not. Just look up Extra Castranger episode 102.
Pilly Polio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the episode starts with, "I'm positive we defeated Don Armage, LOL, even though none of the previous attempts have been successful."
Friggin' Pilly Polio.
There's almost like a self-help group now of like people who thought they killed Don Armage.
Yeah.
Like, I used my immortality and I fucking, Kamehameha him, but he came back.
Oh yeah, well I used the super form that I just got, and I summoned, like, the stars.
Space Shogun comes back the very next day. Thought he was gone, and then 300 years ago, or 300 more years, he shows up.
You know what was really insulting, I think, and Lane would definitely agree? I don't know why at not one point during this episode someone decided, I wonder what happened to Sho Wanpo and Champ who got left behind in the past. Maybe we should check on them!
Maybe we'll do it next week after the fucking appliances attack us.
Oh, God. Kotaro and Garu apparently got caught and were imprisoned in Ryoma's lab from Gaim.
Yeah.
That was in.
And Hame got away, though, so she could say, look at this on the screen. It's Game of Thrones spoilers. Look out.
Echidna's still hanging around. Help me kill your friend, you guys.
Yeah, they seem.
I don't know why.
Kinda useless now.
I don't know why they're letting her hang around. She's planning on killing Naga.
It was Pilly Polio. Pilly.
Poplio.
No. The joke name was PILLY hyphen polio. POLIO.
Got polio.
Pilly Polio.
Human legs.
What happened if you want the context behind
No, they have to watch the extra episode.
Yeah.
It's someone called Poppy that on Reddit by accident.
Yeah.
They
can edit that out.
But that's not the whole story. There's
Okay,
more.
anyways.
Yeah.
So Echidna fights Heavy Metal, which that's what I'm calling Heavy Sky Metal for short, because that's clearly the joke.
Sorry about that.
Naga pulls a piece, like a gun, which apparently is a reused prop from Bokenger. Echidna pulls a piece, but Naga sees it, and then he, controls her somehow, because I guess that's part of his ability.
That should go on that same thread on Reddit.
And then he, has her put the gun to her head, like she's gonna summon her own persona.
Is that a power that he has now?
He has the ability to paralyze people, but maybe being tinted into darkness, enhanced it so he can actually control people?
Is it like Kilgrave?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, the villain from Jessica Jones. His power is that his words control people.
Okay.
So if he tells you to jump off a bridge, you have to do it. Also, he used it to force women to have sex with him. Move on.
So Heavy Metal pulls out the black hole Kyutama and uses it on them, and Lucky is somehow able to fucking parry a black hole. That's the image he has for.
Oh dear sweet
Oh my god! Who put that up? We gotta say his name.
It's Noble!
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
I got one more challenge. Somehow Photoshop her into a picture with the X8 cast.
Anthony,
just put her head on it.
I know this is a lot to ask, but you'll have to pull this and whatever other
That's
images from the
beautiful.
studio audience chat on Discord.
I'm saving it.
Oh my god.
I know. Now you have to suffer through Pilly Polio.
Oh my god. my god.
So the plan is that they looked like they were dead, but they shrank and immediately flew right up Naga's nose.
Yeah.
And went into his bloodstream.
They had a
They were just
fantastic...
swimming in there.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, I understand that balance doesn't need to breathe, but I'm like, dude, Lucky, you're swimming around in a fucking blood, like a fucking bloodstream. You might wanna
Pack an oxygen pack.
Yeah.
Or, avoid
Or like one of
things
those
that are
little
trying to kill
Jedi
you.
things they put in their mouths.
Yeah. So
Well, that's Pili Poplio.
So when they get inside of Dark Naga, they find microscopic endeavors, which are apparently just all... That's Akihanba's effect. It's
I'm sorry.
when she unleashes people's emotions. It's just tiny little fucking endeavors inside their brains.
And it looks like a bad Japanese hentai video.
Well, the background is just like, you know what the brains of these
Like,
of these
we need
people
all
look
the
like?
saran wrap you
Plastic bags.
Like plastic like bags filled with like construction foam or whatever the
That's what a brain looks like.
what the fuck is it called? I can't think of it.
Construction
The
foam?
pink insulation. It's
Yeah,
like
insulation.
that is like came out of the box but not out of the wrapping, and they built the whole set out of that.
It was like a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, from like the 80s.
Yeah, like an old Doctor.
And I like how the effect of the microscopium Qtama apparently stays in effect even after they've both untransformed.
Oh God, what if it did?
All of a sudden, like, Hammy's talking to him and his head fucking explodes.
Suddenly Naga grows giant human-shaped tumors and then his head explodes.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That actually is kind of like I'm genuinely thinking about it right now. It's really upsetting.
Yeah. And so we meet the motherfucking daikon of the Naga Ray district. Because fuck you. Micro Tsuyoi Endeavor. Oh my god, you brilliant fucks. And like he summons a version of Dark Naga, and like there's evidence for and against whether it's actually a separate branch of Dark Naga's consciousness or just a clone created by Micro. Because, like, Dark Naga on the outside is not conscious of anything that's happening inside.
Yeah, he's just being kind of emo, like, stuff's going on in my
He has a
head.
headache.
But, like, then when he gets defeated, regular Naga absorbs him like a fucking Digimon.
Yeah.
So, it's not really clear if the Dark Naga they're fighting inside is actually part of the real one.
Nega Naga.
Naga.
Sorry.
But yeah, apparently the dark version of Naga was pretty ready to, like, kill himself, in a manner of speaking. Kill his true heart, his good version. And it's really unclear whether that would have, like, straight up self-destructed the entire shebang.
Wouldn't it have just made it so that he was like the only personality left?
I think that's what we were meant to assume.
I hope somebody's actually putting the chick from Lazy Town's head on a next thing. I'll lose my shit.
There's the meme that Blaze
can
is
you click
working on. You activated my trap card, then a shot of Ryuki, Mirror Force. Her, I get it.
I didn't watch Ryuki.
I'll tell you what I tell everyone who asks. Ryuki is fun while you're watching, but all four of its endings are wildly unsatisfying.
Can be worse. The cover I think is the worst ending is Double. Like I remember watching it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I won't get into that.
Commit to something.
So, good Naga scythe clashes with Heavy Metal, and then they defeat him, and then real Naga literally and unironically and he cries out Lucky and Balance. I get that was supposed to be like symbolic of like him developing true sadness or true emotion. And here's another Pili Polio. I don't know what that is or who that is.
Pili Polio is the new thing. I'm never gonna.
Pili Polio.
I'm so glad that you brought that to our attention.
I've given it's a gift that I've given to the Kamen Rider community.
Honestly, it might be better than Glue Gun Circus.
Oh, it's from Roll Paul's Drag Race.
Oh man.
Honestly, it might be better than Glue Gun Circus.
Yeah. Pili Polio.
So they all start fighting in the forest, which apparently it looks like the same forest where Zangetsu fought Eden in the Zangetsu Gaiden. And for some reason, Balance like melees the monster with the crossbow, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah, like, what does he think he is in Gaim?
And
Well,
then
you just said it was the forest. Where
yeah, so yes,
When in Gaim, or when in Helheim.
when in Helheim. And then Heavy Sky Silver does something fucking groundbreaking. He keeps his evil form as an actual super form, minus the redness and the evil eye.
Can you click on the picture, Chris?
It's a picture of the. It's the Exade cast, but with Stephanie from
No. Billy Polio.
over Poppy's face. God damn it!
So Billy Polio is just Poppy's body with.
It wouldn't be a visit from Savage Caster without Savage Caster derailing the podcast for something stupid.
Savagely.
Yep.
But yes, so Heavy Sky.
Billy Polio is amazing.
Yeah.
So Heavy Sky Silver gets to keep the dark and black hole Qtamas for a true evil, less evil, purified super form.
He gets like a badass scarf.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm not sure if that's ever been a thing before in Sentai, and if Gar were here, he'd be able to confirm.
I'm just looking at Chris's notes and I can't. A little bit of spoilers, but I'm just seeing the words "from the two dick swords."
Yeah.
Yes.
Look forward
Oh,
to
it's
that.
the happy splash.
Happy Splash.
Yeah, I can't
I
believe
completely forgot that they did that, because like they do it again, and
That
I'm
was
like,
the one note that I wrote down was,
Happy
what the heck was that?
Happy ending.
No.
Here's a question: why are they able to use Qtama-jin when Sho Lanpo and Champ are not around?
Plot reasons.
Not plot reasons, fucking Megazord battle reasons. So, whatever, they destroy Micro. Oh, there was this one gag where, like, Micro, like, activates his, like, Daikon pass and grows giant, but his version of
just
giant
normal size.
is
Yeah.
normal size. That was a great
Yeah.
joke.
I like that they look up,
Yeah.
like they're expecting it. And
Like,
then
they
they're
hear it go off and, like, where's a giant monster?
They look down. He's just like down, like
Oh, wait. And he's still proud, like, yeah, I'm giant now!
I'm a giant micro creature.
Promptly gets shoved off screen by Akyanba. They defeat the mod. Yeah, so he spawns a giant version of Heavy Sky Metal, but it's got like a black undersuit and a black neck scarf for some reason.
So like Chinese knockoff.
yeah,
Naga.
bootleg Heavy Sky Metal.
It's the official bootleg.
Yeah. So they destroy it, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then Echidna decides to fuck off without stabbing Naga. I'm kind of surprised that...
Like,
well,
I
not
have
really.
seen the power of your emotions, and
Yeah.
that's fine. And I think she just realized, wait a minute, this guy's kind of in the middle of saving the universe. I kind of want the universe to be saved.
You shouldn't
Then I'll
fuck with
kill
that.
him.
I will kill you.
Yeah.
I will kill you later.
You watch. I'm putting it down. I want Echidna to just show up at the end of the show and just fucking gut shot Naga the same way Lucky and Sento have been these last couple weeks. But yeah, so Naga, apparently while he was under their control, knows where this version of Don Armage is. But apparently the Orion will not fly again. So that'll be the plot of next week's episode, along with appliances attacking
It's G-Force?
and Tsurugi singing. That was weird.
Still know that washing
Maybe he's
machine
part.
down in
Maybe
that
he's
hole.
part of Kamen Rider Build's band.
Ooh,
Maybe
that would
that's
be a
what
neat
he
crossover episode.
Yeah, like they both are singing.
Yeah, Sento was in a band with Tsurugi.
He's in a band with another person.
I like that. I never would have thought of that.
That would be funny. Would put together like a weird band.
So before we start talking about Cho Superhero Taisen, let's update the Kyuranger Yosha Lucky count,
Yeah, we're
which,
all
as you
this
can
time.
see, I've actually been keeping every week.
Chris, you have way too much time in your hands. But I gotta ask, do you guys, are you guys tuning in for Chris's facts or for me to derail things with memes?
I like both.
I like
I'm
this.
sorry, it doesn't matter.
I like that we can offer a nice variety.
Yeah. 'Cause if I
Uh,
were here every week, nothing would get done.
So episode 31 had 3 Yosha Luckies in it, and Cho Superhero Taisen had 7, which means our count is now up to 242. That's how many times Yosha Lucky has been said, not counting flashbacks and recaps.
What about when he says his name, like, "Hey, I'm lucky"?
No, it has to be the words Yosha Lucky.
Oh, okay. What are they saying? He likes the memes.
He likes mimetic facts.
Yeah. I got a couple of meme moments that I thought.
Mements?
Yeah,
Mements.
Yeah.
Memes?
So I'm walking.
Neither of those sound good.
Memos.
That's pretty cool. I'm walking downtown and there's this ad for the Good Doctor, and I keep thinking like that should be from X-Aid, but it's like Hero looking at the other two, and he's the Good Doctor. And then there was one, and it was the ad. It was for some kind of book thing, and it was like, this weekend, hit the pause button. And I wish that I wish I got a picture
I think
of
you
it.
talked about that already.
Yeah. Oh, did I? No, I talked about it in the bonus thing.
Oh, okay. Sure, you can mention it again.
Yeah. Oh, memes.
All right, feature topic.
Featured topic.
This time we're talking about C-Shit. Cho Superhero Taisen.
Yeah.
Which
Before
anyone...
we start, I got another. Can somebody get a picture of the Kamen Rider Liangle crying for Chris?
It's pronounced Langle.
Langle crying because Chris loves that guy, and there's this shot where he's like all depressed.
I like the rider, but I hate Mutsuki.
Okay, now let's get back to it.
So, Cho Superhero Taisen, the movie with the most redundant name, because Cho means super, so this is literally Superhero Taisen.
I think they're running out of names to put, like Superhero Taisen.
That's why the next one is final.
Until they're gonna make more of those.
No, they will. This is just the last Heisei
And
one.
it'd be like Return of the Superhero
It's just
Taisen.
like with Pretty Cure All Stars, and then they're like, they're not making any more, and then no, now it's called New Stage.
Hagugin, new stage.
Yeah.
So the movie starts in Seoul, South Korea, which promptly gets destroyed by a giant Xevious motherfucker. And now
Are you kidding me?
fucking her head on the Washi Voyager.
Oh.
I mean, hey,
Polio Voyager.
anyone listening to the recorded version who's confused, you should have tuned in Friday night
No,
on Discord.
basically it's a bunch of pictures of Stephanie from Lazy Town's head.
With her head on Poppy and now the Washi Voyager.
Yeah, on various things, with the joke being that she's a bootleg Poppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is
Like
named
a Pilly
Pilly
Polio.
Polio.
Alright, anyway.
Yes.
I love when the video games were attacking and everyone's screaming around. One guy has this fucking drink in his hand.
Yeah.
Like he's just like he's got this cup, like he's running, but he's like, fuck, I gotta hold on to this. I got free refills.
It's the same as the Margarita Build pterodactyl guy from Jurassic World.
Yeah. There was also one other kid who was also drinking a thing, and he was staring at the camera as his family member is dragging him away in terror.
He's like, man, I'm gonna be on fucking TV, man.
Korea's just psyched to be in a Rider movie.
Yep.
So unless the Kyurangers came through some sort of dimensional portal between the start of this movie and beforehand, this movie has to be non-canon because this is clearly not the Jark Matter version of reality for several reasons, but they're all obvious. Thanks, Dopey Dragon, for joining us. So basically the Kyurangers are sent out to fight Xevious, and they fight them with Kureno. When they do their first Hisatsu attack, for some reason Lucky's movements are out of sync with the rest of them. That bugged me. But then they straight up they do an all-star break or whatever, and the sword grows giant, and I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna straight up Shinken Gokaio this bitch, I see. But that doesn't work, so they fire another attack, which is an arrow, but then it gets clashed with Xevious Mothership's lasers. But before that can finish making its way to Kureno, it just fades to black and the logo comes up. That was kind of an odd directorial choice.
Chris, you need to click on that in the channel there. That's some legit. Chris, can you grab that and just Facebook it to me real quick?
It took a second to realize what was wrong.
Oh, it's even transparent.
Oh my god. Who put that up? I need permission to put that as my cover photo on Facebook.
It's a shot of the three main Exade riders and fucking just Stephanie way shorter between them.
Billy Polio.
God damn it.
I thought Pilly Polio was Stephanie's head on Poppy's body.
There you
Close
go.
enough. Like that person literally put the title under.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We're missing her companion though.
So meanwhile, back at Exade Hospital, Amu from the Zoogers apparently wandered into their universe and gets put into the hospital for actual medical problems and gets operated on by Hero, who is totally okay with the fact that he's operating on a real-life cat girl.
They just scan her and X-ray.
Who has skeleton? Who has bone in her ears for some reason?
Ears have bones, just not like that.
Well, yeah.
There's no weird thing I can't ignore.
So while they're talking to her, the news report of Xevious destroying the world is like suddenly turned on and on the right channel and broadcast to them. Like how?
It's like that
logic.
thing. It's like
Move
that
on.
thing. You know what always bothered me?
I'm
When
getting tired.
somebody's like, you're watching a movie and somebody gets a call and like turn it to channel 5, and they turn it to channel 5.
It was that, but without the call to turn to channel 5.
And it's queued up. Like, the thing is, obviously, if they were watching it, stopped, made the phone call, they're at least a minute in.
It was queued like the Kyurangers.
Yep. I wrote a thing.
I am starting to run out of fucks to give tonight.
I actually wrote in a story, I had to do a cutaway where somebody turns to a radio station to hear this speech, and I actually added, they've been talking about this other thing, they're probably going to get to the point momentarily.
Oh, okay.
So when it cuts into what they're hearing, it's mid-sentence on a different thing, and they're like, and furthermore, about this thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be that person who had it queued up. Anyway.
So according to Amu, the Xevious mothership, even though it like just appeared that we saw, apparently previously the Xevious mothership destroyed Zeuland. Now I was about to question this, like, isn't Zeuland in another dimension? But this is the non-Kyuranger timeline, so Zeuland is actually probably still fused with Hueland, which is what I refer to as Earth.
Hueland.
Remember, I spent all year calling normal Earth Hueland.
Yes.
Or Cleveland.
So sure, Xevious could destroy Zeuland if it had also appeared there, but we've only seen one copy of the Xevious mothership at any one time, so that didn't get explained.
Oh my god, look at that over there.
And now it's the fucking Paradox with Poppy movie poster.
Oh my god, they put Sporticus in it! Facebook that one to me too, please.
I found something pretty great I'm gonna post on
Oh my god, it's so good! Oh my god, this... I gotta fucking get Discord, man.
Yeah, you need to just tune into the show.
Shit. I don't watch the show unless I'm on it, dude.
Don't be lame.
Oh my god. I gave the fans, like, a really silly thing, and boy did they deliver. Oh my god.
So Poppy takes over that broadcast and literally starts pouring out of the TV like it's the fucking Ringu. That was a little creepy.
Or there's a Pilly Poplio.
There's a shot of like Kureno landing in Japan, and like everyone in Japan starts shitting their pants and running, but our thoughts are like, this is Japan!
Know this
Megazords are a thing every fucking week! Why are people surprised by this?
Oh my god.
So the Kyurangers try to capture Poppy, but it's never explicitly stated where, from who, or why they get the idea in their heads that Poppy is the cause of Xevious appearing.
Also, like, that thing where it grabs their, like, oh, we're just gonna kind of pull on her a little bit. Okay, we immediately give up. And then, like, after a brief little fight, we've dropped this whole Poppy's at fault thread. Like,
Yeah.
It just seemed like a really, like, you know how, like, in, like, crossovers for anything, it's like, let's give them a really stupid reason to fight, and then, you know, they team up.
Usually it's like the real villain will tell each of the teams that the other one is the bad guy, because that's what they did in Zyuohger versus Ninja. But, like, that wasn't even the case here. What we're led to believe is that Balance, who A, somehow knows of Poppy's existence, B, somehow knows that what Xevious is, even though he's not from Earth, pieced together in his head that Poppy, being the video game person, probably caused Xevious to appear. So that raises a whole fleet of questions by itself.
Like, there could have been a quick throwaway line of, like, somebody's manipulating us, like, hinting to this Shocker guy that's gonna show up.
Even though the Shocker villains were all just copies from game
Yeah,
data.
no, but I mean, he could have been, like, manipulating them.
Like, the only person in the entire movie who's the closest to an actual villain was Eito. Because he programmed everyone in Superhero Taisen. I mean, that alone is evidence to prove that the movie's non-canon, because he knows enough about Rider and Sentai to program this whole fighting game. And let's just talk for a moment about how sad it is that instead of an actual Cho Superhero Taisen video game, we got a movie about the Cho Superhero Taisen video game.
That was a little strange, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole Poppy being the instigator thing is dropped like a hot potato. After a really quick fight.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm having way too much fun with the chat. They all deserve, you know what you guys all deserve? A big Toblerone.
He's watching Neo Yokio.
You know what? Anyone who can Photoshop a big Toblerone to any rider thing, I will say your name really sexily in the channel. Yeah, I will say it like a $50 word.
If that's what you want.
Yeah. World Sword. Do people interact with the chat as much usually, or is it just business as
Not
usual?
quite this much, but we do whenever we glance over.
That's going to be my thing now. It's going to be interacting with the chat. It's going to be completely uneditable. I've just ruined I've ruined your week, Chris.
At this point, I'm just kind of shocked that the Kyurangers know what video games are at all.
Yeah, it's true. I apologize. This has to stop. No, it does not. It should go on forever.
Thank you.
So,
You can't kill Pili.
Alright, so anyway.
I've lost my place.
You can't make
I'm
me.
sorry, that was my fault.
So, the characters from the Cho Superhero Taisen game data start spawning to fight Xevious, including Kyria, who's dead but still here to make a quick cameo because Toei knows we love him, but still won't release the figure arts!
It's like, hey, let's want to get a little sweet residual money for showing up.
Yeah.
So you know I'm still on retainer from Toei.
I was gonna say it's confusing why Eito would pit the heroes of Cho Superhero Taisen against Xevious, but I guess it was just to fuck with them because his only real goal is to destroy the real world by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So it's just for the sake of getting them to the bonus stage where all the Shocker villains appear. But by that merit, if he had the ability to make the game characters appear, why didn't he just start by spawning Shocker characters and just skip the whole fucking farce?
Because he's the game master.
He is Dan, reborn unto us this day. Again. In a non-canon movie.
Dan gave up 99 lives for your sins.
97. He still has 2 lives.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Although in the true ending movie, I think he goes down to 1 life.
Some of those lives, they just like literally work too hard.
Yeah,
And
that was
died.
great. Oh, I've been loving that whole scene, the whole last arc.
That was pretty funny. He was pretty much carrying the comedic weight of
Yeah.
that show.
But, so yeah, Kyria goes right to level 3 laser, which is exactly where Toei knows we want him. Although he didn't, like, activate Giri Chambra before putting it in the belt, so that kind of bugged me. But it was cool that, like, paired up with him, he had Shinken Blue, Mega Red, Boken Pink, Den-O Gunform, and Zangetsu Shin, all bow and gun users, to fire up at the spaceships. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, Galaxian enemies appear, but then True Brave shows up to just finish them off and claim the Galaxian gadget, solely for the purpose of handing it to Real Hero later. So that was kind of a contrived, roundabout way to introduce that. If you think about it, the fact that all the enemies here appeared from the Genmu handhelds, which I'm still calling the Genmu Boys,
The Genmu Boys, yeah.
and then, like, that one shot at the start of Exite Episode 1 where the Bugsters appear from the one that Emu has, why hasn't the solution to this problem immediately been smash all the Genmu Boys? The Bugsters keep coming through them!
It's like the whole Bugster thing was just a flaw in the Genmu Boy.
So apparently the data for Cho
I guess it
Superhero
would be a
Taisen...
bug in the game.
Apparently Eito just, like, published the source code for Cho Superhero Taisen because Poppy's able to pull the game up in their cabinet.
Pirate Bay.
Yeah, maybe.
She torrented it.
Pop Pirate.
Um,
I'm so tired of just making puns, I'm sorry.
so the logic is the video games are attacking. Better use our video games, which we're assuming are safe to use, to beat the other violent video games. Amu volunteers to go into Taisen with Poppy, which is something that she's never done before. Like, Poppy's never taken an actual person into the games with them. I guess that's a thing she can do.
And she'll never do it again.
Unless she does it in the trilogy movies. So the actual world of Cho Superhero Taisen turns out to be a gloomy wasteland that looks like a level from Destiny. And there are statues of the number 8 around because the kid's name is Eito.
They could have just made that a reference to
I didn't
8-bit.
get that.
Oh, you didn't get that?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this and I got
Yeah,
that.
you too. Oh, God. Alright.
So Poppy gets matrixed away while Amu as Zuo Tiger starts playing the tournament. First she fights Stronger, kicks his ass, and then she fights Amazon, who she should be violently murdered against, but defeats him.
They had the no blood coat on.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was rated E for everyone. So
Did anyone notice how shitty, like, bad condition the Stronger suit's looking?
Well, it's pretty old.
You know how sometimes the suits get those little creases in them?
Yeah.
Like, it was literally made of creases.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I think, and the thing is, like, nobody's like, it's like, we need a new one. It's like, yeah, but it's Stronger, though.
Oh yeah, so Amu is actually not the one who defeats Amazon. She gets saved by Utsu Samimaru, Ichi from Kyuranger, who for some reason is sporting the battery and changer from Kyuranger Brave, even though he's not the one who uses them. Like, I think it was for the sake of promoting Kyuranger Brave, but it also might have been a case of they didn't have the old one anymore. Who the fuck knows?
Maybe it's just because there's so many Brave things going on, they're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you used the Brave one?
That might be it, because there's also a very clear theme of he's only here because they use Brave as a transformation element, and the movie is about Brave and true Brave.
Yeah, and like they might not be able to get the Korean guy.
Just Brave, Brave, Brave!
Lots of brain, yeah.
Get it!
Maybe it's because fuck you.
Yeah, that's what Blaze is saying.
Yeah.
Blaze, Brave! So everyone I'm tired. So Game Hero, who doesn't have an actual name, so we're just gonna call him Game Hero. He's like, yeah, we'll help you fight Xavius, but you've got to play our game. Cue Tournament Saga. So Emu is chosen as the red of his team, which at first I was like bullshit, but we know from the trailers that he uses Gekitotsu robots, so I guess, sure, let's count that as the red. And because we're being all fucking coy with the rules, guess who gets to be pink? Deno, cause Momo Taros!
I was just happy to see him.
I was
Sure.
happy to see. I need to watch Deno because I love these guys.
They're fantastic.
Yeah. So Urotaros and Kintaros show up, like, just to poke their head and make a gag and get sent back into the reel. But we don't see Ryutaros, which is really weird because Deno Gunform was just shown earlier.
Maybe that voice actor wasn't available.
Yeah, I guess he was too busy doing Ratty Ranger, whatever the fuck, the Ranger podcast that he does.
He does a podcast?
Yeah.
I just like that stopped on Spectre. Oh, that guy looks strong.
Yeah. And then Spectre wins against Ao Ninja later. So
Yeah.
I guess they regret that choice.
Yep.
Which he barely even has any agency in because like random heroes just show up like they're trying to fight for their right to live.
Yeah, Ichi has a really harsh thing going on.
So yeah, Yakumo shows up and just like basically claims the blue spot for himself, and he's got different hair than in the series, so it's really fucking weird to see him. And then I love it.
Yeah,
he's
it's a
like,
joke, yeah.
let's have my teacher Magiello be our Yellow Ranger, and then of course because it's the same actor, we get Beatbuster instead.
I didn't get that the first time. Well, because I didn't know.
Yeah, so in Ninja, the Blue Ranger is actually, like, they're all ninjas, but the Blue Ranger is also an actual magician, like a mage,
Yeah.
and his teacher is actual Magiello from Magiranger.
Yeah.
But the joke is, the same actor who played Magiello also played Beatbuster in Go Busters. So, because he's searching for Magiello, the joke is he ends up with Beatbuster. And that's not the first joke they made about that, too.
Yeah.
If you watch the Go Buster related movies, where they start transforming their Megazords with the power of the Gokaiger keys, Beatbuster pilots Magi King, and he's like, wow, this is nostalgic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we got to keep moving. Man.
Yeah. So, for some reason, Beatbuster knows who Zolda is, Kamen Rider Zolda, so they pick Kitaoka as their green.
Well, it probably has commercials, like, have you been hurt in a Kamen Rider kick?
Yeah, I don't know.
Call this number.
Okay, that's actually pretty great.
Thank God there's a mirror in all the battlefields so Zolda can henshin. Momo does his catchphrases. His chime gives me PTSD because I used to use it as a ringtone for work. Zolda melees with his fucking gun like a scrub. For some reason, they're not fighting the same colors as them in that fight, but they do it later, so whatever. Then we get to see a quick shot of the Sentai All Red versus the Rider All Blue team, aka Who the Fuck Cares versus Everyone I Like. Deno Rod form, Wizard Water style, DN, Katak Rider form, and O's Shauta combo. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you.
He was excited.
I was.
And they die.
And then Team Exade murders them off screen. Actually.
Yeah, that's not a joke. That really happens.
Balance and Naga remind us that they're thieves because they break into CR.
They just walk in. Like, who let Vicky Vale into the
The
Batcave?
party don't start until they walk in. Sorry.
So apparently the story with Eito is that he had a problem with his heart and Hiro was his doctor, and Eito apparently did not consent to being operated on.
Yet a child cannot consent or not consent to having surgery on him. It's the parents.
Two things. His actual response to him was the word E, which translates to fine, which I think is kind of an ambiguous answer, and it can be translated both ways.
It's like I fucking died because I said the wrong
Like,
fucking word.
Like, fine, yes, operate on me, or I'm fine, don't operate on me. Second point, we don't know, A, if he has parents, and B, where they are if so. It could be that he's an orphan, and thus no one's around to consent for him.
no one's there to stop doctors from stealing his laptop.
Or laptops. But yes,
We're
Hiro...
letting them drop on the ground in a completely non-dramatic.
Hiro steals the boy's laptop, and we get to see what Hiro's apartment looks like. Like, we're seeing this during a special crossover movie instead of during the show, or even during the Brave special. That's weird, but anyways. So Poppy says that she can't return Eito to the real world since he's become a game character. Except,
What about her?
except that's what she did with Dan when she revived him in Proto Mighty Action X.
Maybe she didn't know how to do it yet.
Sure. Emu forces a Yubikiri pinky promise with Eito, which proceeds to, like...
Sentai seems to think those are legally fucking
that.
It's like, oh man, I'm gonna kill that guy. Wait, no, I pinky promised.
Damn
I
it!
wouldn't.
My pinky promise.
That was
Fuck.
stupid.
That's
That
ironclad.
was borderline offensive. Even in grade 6, I knew that was bullshit, man. Come on.
It's like somehow in Sentai world, like pinky promises hold up in court.
So we skip through the tournament bracket, and the final is versus Team Genmu, which features Genmu level 10 or X, probably 10, because he doesn't have the immortality. Yellow Owl, Kamen Rider Ryugen, Momo Ranger, and Kamen Rider Spectre. A couple of which I was really glad to see again.
Spectre.
Spectre and Michi. So of course we get Momo versus Momo, but she like butt bumps him and like pretends to be hurt and then kicks him in the balls.
Yep.
Was actual Momo Ranger this much of a bitch? Wow. I really liked seeing Zolda fight Ryugen because it was an actual fucking gunfight. But sadly, Ryugen lost because the protagonist got a win.
Or can we also bring up the fact that earlier Snipe went into a fight and did
Just
not pull out
ran
his gun?
around with.
Oh yeah, like everyone else pulls out their weapons when Exade's team fights the Kyurangers, but Snipe decided, fuck it, these guys aren't worth shooting.
So he just sort of
It's gonna fucking
gallivants
bitch
around.
slap them.
I'll slap them with my shoulder cape. So, I guess Genmu's immortality doesn't mean shit here because Team Exade wins and they get the powers of the Go Riders, who we've talked about the special that happens
Oh
after
god,
this.
can we just skip talking about this? It's a
The-
fucking train wreck.
They're ugly and one of them rides the Denliner.
It's
It was Momotaro who did, wasn't it?
Yeah. They ride the Denliner, the Gokai Galleon, Castle Duran, Magi Dragon, and that one ship from Go Ranger whose name I don't care about.
and then they shocked everybody by kneeling while playing football.
Yeah, they did Go Rider Hurricane, which I get is a Go Ranger reference, but just because it's a reference doesn't make it not stupid.
It just makes me think of the Clover grand finale from Fresh Pretty Heroes.
So they defeat Xevious by destroying the very exposed core that not one person who has fought Xevious up to this point has thought to attack.
Its weak point for massive
If you
damage.
fly in,
Yes.
that's where Randy Quaid would attack them.
I don't get the reference.
It's from Independence Day when they flies in from the bottom of the big ship.
Oh, okay. According to FaceScore, we did see his apartment in episode 10. If that is the same spot. I don't know. It doesn't look the same, but who knows. So, Cho Superhero Taisen kicks into its bonus stage, Chou Shocker Taisen, which was the true idea, to kick out all of the game data copies of various monsters from Sentai and Rider history. We're not going to mention all of them because there's a lot of them. Some of them are cooler than others, whatever. And he chimes out the line like, "We were defeated in the real world, but we survived in the game world. That's not the case. You were programmed by a brilliant but non-canon child genius programmer."
I love that descriptor, brilliant but non-canon.
Yeah. Like that negates his brilliance. And then this asshole shocker
Reminds me
leader...
of the stylish but illegal monkey found at IKEA.
And then this fucking pompous fucktard, the shocker leader, decides to steal Kamen Rider Gaim's signature line.
Oh yeah, it's my stage.
Original stage da! Just like Gaim off screen. Hey! I have that copyrighted. So Palad shows up to, I guess, play the game and not be concerned that the planet's basically fucked. So Snipe, Full Dragon, and Paradox Puzzle fight a bunch. That was cool. And Paradox goes Space Jam on them, as I correct my notes on that. So we get Emu talking to Game Hero, and we learn that Game Hero is sad because he couldn't return Ato to the real world, even though he was programmed by the kid who couldn't solve his own problem. So why would someone created by him have the ability to solve that problem? The logic in this movie is fucking stupid. And like, Game Hero spouts the spiel that Hero had about like not getting emotionally involved with your patients from episode 2. How the fuck did Ato know to program that? He wasn't around when Brave was saying that kind of shit.
He just says it all the time.
Yeah, maybe that's his thing.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Like, it's on his business cards. Like, you know, like,
I'll help you, but
hero,
I really don't
surgeon.
care about you.
I really don't get involved with my patients.
Yeah, this is dating profile. So yeah, we see a shot of Hero who has stolen one of Ato's laptops
And drops it.
after getting buggled into the game world.
That's a term for getting assaulted by video games. You get buggled.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like nonchalant but also hilarious how like when he disappears into the game world, the laptop just like funks down
And
onto
it's
the
like,
ground.
laptop, no!
Shattered, deleted.
Hero got into Second Life. When do you have the time to write all this, Chris?
While
I'm a
watch
man
it.
that writes for a living.
I literally spent my entire yesterday watching the movie and writing these notes.
Shit, man, you put in more. Now I almost feel bad for derailing the podcast for like half an hour.
I'm very dead. Well, you saw all those notes I wrote about episodes 1 to 3. That
Yeah.
was all. I wrote everything we've talked about. I wrote yesterday. So, yeah, Game Hero gives a "you cannot escape your feelings" speech, and then we get to see him henching into True Brave Legacy Gamer level 50. And again, I have to bring up the fact that I'm confused why him using Title Legacy wields a level 50 form, whereas Brave using just Title Legacy yields a level 100 form. If he had used Title Quest and Title Legacy, it would have made sense because like it's a level 2 gadget with a level 50 gadget, and then maybe it's a multiplier. And also, there's no shown origin for Title Legacy, so we can assume that Ato programmed Game Hero with the Gamer Driver and Title Legacy. So if Ato was the one who programmed Title Legacy, that means Masamune stole the gadget from a child.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Considering what he did with
At
Emu, it's
what
not
point
that,
of Dan in his history do you think he would just think twice of stealing from a child?
Well, not Dan, Masamune.
Yeah.
Because Masamune is the one who pulled Title Legacy out of
Okay,
nowhere.
what point of him would you think? That guy.
I'm not saying it's surprising, I'm just saying this is the answer we've come to.
Yeah, that man deleted a girl's girlfriend right in front of him.
A girl's girlfriend?
Well, it's Hero. Don't assume his gender.
So we get to see Ichi transform into Kyoryu Gold, and they even use the sound effects from Kyuranger Brave because it says Gabu Gabu Rincho and Terra Volton instead of Terra Gordon. But luckily the suit is the same, so it didn't make that much of a difference. And then we get the other bullshit scene of Eggzade fighting the Amazons trio.
All
Three-
three.
3 versus 1, he only has 10 HP and they have 10,000 HP.
But he still whooped their asses.
Like, this game is actually fucking with him. And then it doesn't let him level up, so we don't get to see Mighty Brothers. Not that I was exactly hyped to see them, because those suits are, like, literally visually hurting my eyes. I was gonna say I guess he didn't have maximum Mighty X, but we see him use it later. The Zoogers, the rest of the Zoogers show up to help Amu. We survived that unexplained danger that we were in, but
But
we
we're
won't
not
talk
going to
about.
take our suits off, so we don't have to pay more people.
Yeah. So Eggzade defeats the Amazons with a secret energy medal, the HP swap, which was created just for plot convenience. And then, like, Dark Drive, Dark Ghost, and Dark Kabuto show up, and
they never show you how that resolves.
like, obviously he won, but that would have been a fight I'd like to see.
Like, I don't know about Dark Kabuto, but 2 of those fuckers are really fucking tough.
Dark Kabuto was, like, the main villain in the last half of the show, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Or at least the last third. So then we get the scene where Naga learns to cry because he pities Eito. And then Brave defeats True Brave by doing critical slash, even though he's thrown the sword off screen. That really bugs me. I just love how he activates the belt and then like jumps up through the ceiling, and then for like half a second you're like, okay, bye, and then he comes back down. That was great. Oh no, you've defeated me! Take all my Pokemon cards! So Hero severs the connection between the game world and the real world, bringing them all back to the real world. But it really... later on, he's like, oh, I left just enough connection for Eito to be able to escape. Fuck you, movie! It's bullshit. Zuo Tiger runs a POV gauntlet course that looks like it was inspired by Final Fantasy XV's Hunt for the fucking Deadeye. Ao Ninja
I
steal.
think it's based on a good game.
Ao Ninja steals Deno's catchphrase, but he pronounces it wrong, so he's like, Climax!
Yeah.
Which is what the audience of this movie is doing.
That's when you watch a sad movie in IMAX.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, the leader of Shocker summons Jerk Matter through a portal, confirming that this is not the Kyuranger timeline. Excuse me. Which then transforms into a Morai Mars Robo that is so giant that the Megazords don't even come up to its toe. I think this might be the biggest thing that Toei has ever produced, size-wise. We get a quick shot of Tusk saying hi while he's exploding and falling off a hill. And then Lucky
They
uses...
just jump off a cliff as soon as it explodes.
Lucky uses Futago Kyutama to spawn 2 versions of the Shishi Voyager so that they can use all the Voyagers in 2 versions of Kureno. I get it, but fuck you. And then Brave uses the giant medal that he got from True Brave to turn Eggzade into a giant Megazord version of level 99. Like, that effect was cool though. When he was transforming, you see like all these machine parts going, and I'm like, holy shit.
We have a little extra CG budget left over.
Blaze is saying that Cerberus is bigger. I think you're thinking of the Geth Moon, or whatever the fuck that thing is. Because, like, the Kyuranger Voyager's attached to Cerberus, so it can't be that big. I think you're thinking of the Geth Star, or whatever the fuck they call it. Oh, it grows? Okay, well, I'll wait till I see the movie, but as far as I've seen, that Shocker, Morai Mars, whatever the fuck it's called, is the biggest enemy Sentai and Rider have fought. So Eggzade jumps up towards its face with his mighty Action X blocks, which is the thing I didn't know level 99 could do, but alright. Brave throws out a bunch of Pokemon cards and summons Final Form Sentais and Riders, including Gokai Red, who doesn't need a Final Form, because fuck you.
Well, he called Ghost, so he's all set.
We see Brave go Galaxian Quest Gamer. He shoots one beam, kills a field of enemies, and he's done.
There's nothing I can't use once and throw away.
Yeah. Exade space jams up into space, and the Orion ship bats him back down into the atmosphere like a fucking baseball. That ship shouldn't be able to do that! But whatever, they kill Shocker Leader 3, whatever. I don't know if he had an actual name, he just called himself Shocker Leader the 3rd. And then they're trying to get Ato to come out of the video game and accept reality, and Emu's logic for that scene is, you're bored of video games, right? Come into the real world. We can play video games. So his logic is, come fight me RL, scrub. So Ato comes out of it, but he's probably a bugster now.
Yeah, everyone's a fucking bugster by that point.
And I just love how there's a moment where, like, you know how Hiro has always been like, I don't accept you as a doctor, intern. Emu turns that around and uses that line on him in this movie, which I thought was
He's
fucking
like
savage.
so sour about it, too.
Oh yeah, which is great. And then apparently Game Hero and Uchi survived inside of the Taisen data, so Ato has his little virtual pet friends. And then he says to Naga, "Is like, oh, will we ever meet again?" And Naga's like, "Yes, we will. Pinky promise."
Legally binding.
Proceed to go back to our own universe. That's pretty much the movie. The song in the ending is nice.
Wings of Dark video game hero.
Yeah. Holy shit, this was a lot. Well, this was only an hour and a half for this episode, not counting the extra. But still, I have talked way too much today.
I haven't talked enough.
I am sorry if everyone probably thinks I've stolen the spotlight a lot, but there was a lot to get through. And this is the less experienced side of the Castranger crew.
Mm-hmm.
I just, less experienced. I watched 31 episodes of Kyuranger in a week.
I watched all of Blade in a weekend.
So did I. At Christmas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
cool.
Give me props.
Yeah.
I literally put the entire thing on my phone, and then my family had a huge fight. I was like, I'm just gonna hide in here and watch Blade.
I watched Agito in a weekend too.
Well, I would have watched it. I somehow, while watching all of the Kyuranger, I watched the first 15 episodes of Agito.
Cool.
By the way, it's great.
Yeah. It's real fucking good.
Yeah. But it is. I don't know. I'm going through a lot of stuff. Actually, I need the help.
The help?
I need the help of the people in the chat. Because I need opinion.
One last request before we go.
Well, this isn't even a picture. All right. So I am a big Kamen Rider guy, but I'm expanding my Super Sentai. I have caught up on Kyuranger. I'm actually right now finishing up Kyuranger. Kyuranger. What should I watch next? Ninja or Zyuohger? Now keep in mind, I've already watched Tokyuger.
He's asking if you should watch Ninja or Zyuohger next.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking
Of our 3 listeners, we're hearing Zyuohger more.
Yeah. I kind of like Zyuohger. Also, Ninja looks like, it's like a bunch of burritos dad.
Yeah, Ninja wasn't super great.
But then again, that's what people said about Ghost, and I fucking loved it. Can I get some Ghost love?
I mean, that's true.
I actually been, my girlfriend is obsessed with Takoyaki now because of that show.
Alright, so, thank you guys for joining me on this week.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I gotta figure out how I'm getting home.
I'll drive you some other way, at least.
If you drive me home, I will entertain you with tales of yore.
My voice is thrashed and my throat is sore.
Well, let me do the talk.
I suffer for everyone's entertainment, hopefully.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I don't Lamugani. Oh, you mean grapefruit?
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably see the chat eventually. Alright, so, everyone...
Dave doesn't know.
Shit, delete! So, everyone listening, thank you all. Make sure to check out the primary source of our hijinks, the hub site at castranger.podbean.com. Check out our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/rscastranger. If you want to join in on the hijinks that you've witnessed in this episode, you can check out our publicly available Discord. We record Friday nights, so if you can tune in to that, you get to be part of the hijinks. We also have several other chat rooms for all kinds of neat shit. We have T-shirts and all kinds of different merch available every week.
Wait, there's merch?
Yeah, we have merch, and funny enough, one of the only couple of emblems that we haven't yet released is Savage Caster. So
Sweet.
To celebrate your return to the show, we will in fact release the Savage Caster emblem merchandise this week.
Oh shit! Buy that, people. It's like that's the best salesman. Yeah, buy that thing.
The first 72 hours after it's put out, it is on sale, so it's the best time to grab it.
You know what we need to have like a thing of? We need to have a Pili Polio shirt.
You want to draw some
yes,
fan
there
art?
are new drawings coming. I swear,
That's
it's just school has been hammering me so much.
Pili, the takeaway of today is the Pili. Oh God, that's awesome! It's a female ghost with
Nice thighs.
thigh cons.
Thigh
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
what the
Sweet
fuck
dreams,
else?
dream of Pili Polio.
So yeah, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week. I'm gonna go die.
Thank you for
50 years.
watching.
Die Henshin!
Yeah, thank you for watching.
This episode of Castranger has been brought to you by the glorious donations of our cast patrons, Oliver Nilsson, Joel Maroney, and Chris Laird. Thanks very much.